Now, once you have installed, then to run PHP code and to run a software website written in PHP, there is a procedure. Okay, the procedure is that we need to start the server. You see the server need to start. Okay, and you see server is such a software that it can stop, it can start. Okay, so to start the server, let's type in the search bar here XAMPP. Okay, so then you will see this XAMPP control panel. I am going through and I'm recording the session for you. If any problem, then you can later answer problem. So I will not wait for every one of you. Okay, so I'm just going through. You just watch, try to understand. If any confusion, you can stop me anytime. Otherwise, later on you can follow the video, and hopefully should not be any issue. If any issue, we can discuss any time. Maybe through WhatsApp also. Okay, so in XAMPP control panel, just click this one. It will start running. You see at the bottom here, the XAMPP control panel is here. You see it will come out like this also. So if you see here, all these are the component of XAMPP. Number one, Apache. Apache is the server who is responsible for uh, for listening from the clients and responding to clients and converting and translating PHP code from PHP to HTML. And the second one is MySQL. You see the MySQL is also a database. Okay, and database software, not only database, actually it is a database management system, and you have already studied this subject hopefully in last semester, database management system. So what is a database management system? What are the different components? Okay, I hope you already know the databases, the schema, the user creation, the rights, okay, the normalization of tables, all those stuff. Okay, I hope you already know this. And the rest of things like FileZilla, Mercury, and Tomcat, we will not go through this because this is not these are beyond the course of this, but okay, don't worry about this. So in your case, it will be not green like this. So you will have to click here this one as a stop or start. You see in your case, it will maybe like this. You see, then you will click start. Okay, and once it successfully started, it will turns to the green. Okay, after this, so once these two components, you don't start the rest, only start these two. Okay, Apache and MySQL. Okay, if any one of you has problems in some computer, in some Windows, I have seen many issues like this, that when you are starting, it will give you some error message. Okay, try to do again and maybe reinstall. If whatever error message you get, you copy the whole error message. Okay, and paste in a Google, you will find the exact reason why you are getting that message. One way. Another way, there is in YouTube several tutorials, okay, which are handling the common problems while running XAMPP. Okay, if any issue, then maybe we can discuss also. So these two components will be running, and after that you can cross this one. You can minimize also. You can cross also. So when you close this one, it doesn't mean that the Apache and MySQL will close. No, it will only close if you click quit. Okay, if you click quit. Most of the times, what I do that I don't do manual stopping and manual starting. If you click the configure button, so you see here I have clicked these options. You see Apache and MySQL auto start. Okay, so whenever I open XAMPP control panel, they will automatically start. Okay, and these things if you want to start, it's up to you. Okay, so then you will have to save these options. So anytime next time when the control panel run, it will automatically start these two, not the rest of three. Don't start the rest. Okay, it will overload your computer. Only start these two. Okay, so after that you can close this window, but it doesn't mean that the software close. If you go here, you see it is still running here. Okay, so it is running in the background. So once it is running in the background, then you will see. Okay, I think before that, let me show you the directory structure. Okay, you go to your drive, C drive. In your C drive, you will see here the XAMPP folder. Okay, this is the XAMPP folder which was created during the installation process. So all the PHP, Perl, MySQL, you see all these softwares are already here in the files here, but don't touch any of these files and any of this folder because these are the system files. If you change or modify anything, maybe the whole system will be complete. Don't change anything here. Our folder is htdoc. The user folder is htdoc. Note the point. XAMPP, then htdocs. Okay, in htdocs you can create several folders that you want. It's up to you. Okay, but what I'm doing for every website, I'm creating one folder. For example, this is one website that I have created, community index. So I have created a folder for this. Inside this, here are hundreds of pages. Okay, so like dashboard, flipbook, HTML, using different pages. Okay, I think we should create I should create one for you people like web programming Yeah, I will just type WP, web programming. Okay, so inside this web programming, we will create our HTML files, PHP files. All the files will be here now. You not the point. In case of HTML, you can save your HTML file anywhere on the computer, and you can simply open using your browser. It will display. But not the point. In case of PHP, your PHP file must be XAMPP inside XAMPP, and then htdoc must be inside htdoc. Okay, if it is outside htdoc, PHP cannot run that file. So inside htdocs, you can create further folders. That's okay. Okay, but it must be htdoc. So the htdoc is the active directory, active folder of the PHP and the Apache server. So the Apache server is actually only looking for this folder. Anything in this folder, Apache server can run, can process. Anything outside this Apache server cannot handle this. Okay, so I hope is clear, right? Okay, now to check, second point, to check that my Apache server and my PHP, all these are working or not. What you will have to do, you open your browser, open any a new tab, or maybe yeah, new tab. In a new tab, you can type two things. You see, like localhost, okay, localhost together, local and host together, one word, okay, localhost, and then click enter. When you click enter and when you get this page, it means your server is okay and it is running. My point was, I was trying to explain to you to check that your server, Apache server, is running or not. So you will type here localhost. I'm repeating once again. Okay, localhost, one word together. Okay. Then if you get this page, it means your server is running. Now again, if you want to check your MySQL is running, not the point MySQL, then you click PHP my admin. So it means this is the database. We will discover later. So this is the database. Okay. So if this can open, it means your MySQL is running. Go back and click PHP info. Okay. If you click PHP info and all these information, you see the version number, the different information about PHP. All these are information which is already installed on our system. It will show you this. Okay, so if you get this page, it means your PHP is okay and running. Okay, my Apache PHP, everything is okay, no issue. So you can get the same page. Yeah, you can get the same page by typing a localhost IP also. Localhost IP is I think is yeah 127.127.0.0.1. Okay, 127.0.1.0.0.1. This is the IP of localhost. Every localhost by default is using this IP. Okay, so if you type this one, you will again get the same result. Okay, so this is the way how to see that your server is already running or not. Okay, now let's go back to our sorry. What is going on? Okay, let's go back to our slides and see and study about further about PHP, and then we will implement some examples. Okay, so one way, if you want to run any PHP code, then you will have to save the file using that PHP extension, and where to save in XAMPP htdocs in that folder. Okay, so let me quickly show you one file. I think that will be better. So let me open Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code, close this one, also close this one. Okay, now maybe we can open a folder. Okay, that folder should be the same folder that we want, which is C, XAMPP, and htdocs. Inside that htdocs is web programming. Okay, so we will select this one, and now inside this we can create a file. So let's suppose just the hello world. Okay, hello world dot php. Not the point. You see dot php. Okay, so close this one. Now in this PHP, okay, now you can as we studied before, that PHP coding is what? In PHP coding, you can mix with text, you can mix with HTML tags, you can mix with CSS tag, you can mix with JavaScript tag. Anywhere in our page you can type PHP code, but not the point. Whenever you are starting PHP, then the starting PHP will must be like this. Okay, PHP. See, not the point. Angle bracket like less than symbol, then question mark, then PHP. So this will be the opening block of PHP, and this will be the closing block of PHP. You see, closing block is question mark again, and then the greater than symbol. Okay, like the angle bracket. So you just use this opening and closing of PHP, and you can start as many blocks of PHP as you want. For example, this one is another one, this one is another one. Even you can nest it also inside another one, but the nested one will make a bit complexity. Try to avoid that. Okay. So you can create as many blocks of PHP as you want. So maybe you see one block of PHP, you start it inside HTML, another one inside CSS if you want. So many you can start. Okay, inside this we will study now different commands, but just a very simple one to display something on screen. It is called echo, and echo to display anything you can type in double quotation. So welcome to PHP. And what the point? Every statement must be terminated by semicolon, like C++. So we will study in detail. Don't worry about this. I am just showing to you how to run, how to save. So you see, this file is hello world.php, and it is inside web programming folder. The web programming folder is inside htdoc. Htdoc is inside zip. Zip is in C. So if I want to run this particular page using a browser, so I can do like this. You see, if I type localhost, let's change to this localhost, and if I want to run this file, I will delete this. We should delete the dashboard. So localhost slash the path is automatically until htdoc. Don't type czam htdoc. No, because htdoc is the active directory, so the computer already reached there. The server is keep focusing on that one. So if there is any further detail inside htdoc, so you will have to just type that one. For example, in our case is web programming. This is the folder, and inside this web programming is our hello world.php. Hello world.php. Okay, and then you press enter. So you see, when you press enter, you see the result. Welcome to PHP. So in this way you can run PHP on your system. So you see here now if you look at the source of this, view web page source, it should let's go to inspection. You see, if you go to the inspection, you see what the server automatically created for us. You see, automatically the server created this thing for us. Let's bring down the table. Oh my god, this much. Oh, the server created the table, HTML, everything. But where is the library? Yeah, you see, here is you see, welcome to PHP. The rest of the coding, you see, I didn't type any HTML body, the table, all those stuff. All these things, all these HTML tags are automatically generated by the server, by the Apache server. Because when it's sent the result back to browser, okay, then the browser only understand HTML language, so everything was converted to HTML. So you see, all these codings were generated by the server automatically for us. So I hope you understand how to run PHP. Now let's go and learn some coding. Okay, now we will try to formally learn all the details of the language, but one thing in a quick format, if every time you want to save there in htdoc and in the folder that we created and then go to browser and refresh, you see saving, opening and refreshing the browser, there are few steps. So one easy way, just for learning purpose, not for production purpose. Production, if you are designing your website, you will have to go through this proper process. But just for learning process, if you want, you can use an online editor. Okay, and in this online editor, you can just type whatever you want to type. So you can quickly check here. Okay, you can quickly check here. Let me drag this up. Yeah, like this. Okay, so you see here everything is written already in this. So in this PHP block, you see I will delete it. In this PHP block, you can write anything. For example, the same thing echo, and in double quotation you can use double quotation also. You can use single quotation also. Like welcome to PHP. Okay, quotation close and semicolon. So when you run it, you will see the output here. You see, welcome to PHP. So this is easy way just for learning purpose to use the online editor. There are many online editor. You are free which one you want to use. Yeah, but I like this one. The others are quite complex. Okay, so it's very easy to use just for learning purpose. Otherwise, the best way to save your file in htdoc and then in a browser when you want to run it, then you will have to run in this way, like you see, localhost and the folder that you have created and your file name.php. So I hope it is clear, no issue. Okay, so let's start. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and study about PHP. Okay, now we are starting. We are now switch to a language paradigm. So now we are learning one language. All the fundamentals of a language you already know. That there will be syntax, there will be comments, there will be different commands. Okay, different commands how to write. Okay, all these things we are quickly going through and we are trying to learn. So PHP script can be placed anywhere in a document, as I told you. Okay, and PHP scripts start with the less than symbol, a less than, and question mark, and PHP and closing one, closing PHP block will be question mark and then the greater than symbol. Some people, there is a shortcut way also. Some people are not typing the word PHP. You see, for example, here, if let me use the online version. You see, for example, here, if you don't type the PHP, just less than symbol question mark, okay, and then the closing one question mark and then the greater than symbol inside this PHP code. Okay, if you run it, you will again get the same Oh, nowadays you see it's not working. Oh, that's good that we check. Okay, in previous version of PHP, you can use this style also, but that's good. It's not working because actually I faced many issues when I was typing like that. Okay, that's good that the shortcut form is not allowed anymore. So now you if you run, you will get the output. You see. Another part, if you give a space here, let's try. You see, a less than symbol question and then space and then run. You see, again you will not get any output. This much, this much a simple mistake also. You see, just one space. I have faced this problem. This is why I want to share with you. Because I was so curious, where is the issue? Where is the problem? So the only problem is just one space. Okay? If you run again, no result. So be careful to this. Let's give a space before question. Yeah, the less than and the question mark. Let's run. I think again it's not working. You see, now why is not working? You see, now everything is considered as HTML code, not even PHP code anymore. You see, the PHP code is just displayed as a text like in HTML code. So you see, there is no space allowed between the less than symbol, question mark, and PHP. Similarly, for the closing tag, you see, if you do like this, let's run again. Yeah, you see that it says that line number 7 there is an issue, and everything the parser cannot do it. So meaning to say no space is allowed between these characters. I hope it is clear. So let's go ahead. Next one. Okay. PHP is not case sensitive. Note the point. I written the word not in capital to emphasize on that. Other languages, for example, in JavaScript, okay, HTML is also not case sensitive. You can type in uppercase and in lowercase, but JavaScript is case sensitive. Okay. Other programming languages are case sensitive. So PHP is not case sensitive in what? In the keywords. Note the point. Only in the keyword. Like if, for, what, okay, all the keywords you can type in uppercase also, you can type in lowercase also, even in a mix also, half of the word in uppercase and half of the word in lowercase. That is not an issue. You can type in that case, it is not case sensitive. So it's using quite flexible, quite easy. You can type any time, in any style. Not like the other languages in C and C++, in like Java and Python. Like you will have to follow the same thing. But one point you see, however, all variable names are case sensitive. So variable names, if you wrote a variable name in uppercase, so it is different from the same word but in lowercase. So variable names are case sensitive. The keywords are not case sensitive. For example, you see like this one, echo. The echo we will study in more detail also. The echo statement is used to display something on a screen. The echo statement is exactly like cout statement in C++. Okay, like cout in C++. So echo MR capital and hello world. And you see, as I told you, that you can put HTML tag and PHP coding together. You can put. So let me show you. Yeah. So you see inside here, let's paste. You see one line, then this one is another line. Oh, when you know the point, when you copy from a slide to the editor, you see that the bullets are also copying. Sometime when you copy the code, it is not working because the one editor have different formatting things. So when you copy, actually the format is also copied and the format goes there, and the other editor can't understand and can't deal with the format. So let's see if it works or not. Sorry. Okay. So echo everything capital. I think is not working because I don't understand. Let's see. So everything capital, then everything small, and this one is the mixed one. So let's check. Is it working? Yeah, it's not working. Actually, the issue is what? The issue is that I copy from the slide, but let's type by ourselves. So everything capital equal, okay, and in a double quotation you can type anything like hello, okay, and then this one next everything small equal double quotation. This one should be word, okay, and this one should be mixer E C, the E and C capital. H and O small, you can have in any style. So again, maybe high, right? Sorry, simple. Now, if you run, it will work. Yeah, you see, hello world and hi. So now you see, PHP is a server-side language. It doesn't care about the formatting because for formatting we use HTML and we use CSS. So you see, now you can embed, you can mix all these coding here. For example, you see these words are all in one line. If I want to create new lines, so for new line, you see, I need HTML code. Okay, so if you want to use HTML code, then you will have to embed as a text inside the double quotation, not the point, inside the double quotation. So you just type here BR, okay, BR, then run again. It should not be an issue. Yeah, it should not be actually an issue. Something is wrong. BR is, yeah, you see, it's working. Oh, it was when there is no space. Yeah, it's working. I think the system was hanged. Okay, so you see, we put HTML tag inside the PHP, so it's not an issue for PHP and for the Apache server because let's run everything, the PHP coding will be converted to HTML, and when the server finds some HTML code already there, then it's not converting, it is already there. Okay, so it will be applied when it comes to the page. Okay, so you can put this, you can mix any HTML tag with the PHP, and you can start as many different blocks of PHP as you want. For example, if I want here also, okay, one way if you want to attach HTML code, you see, I wrote inside the double quotation, so it is easy way. If you want to join in PHP, you can use joining. The joining is used, we will study maybe in the string one. The dot operator. The dot operator is used for joining a string. So here you can type another one like another text br. Okay, I put inside this here. So you see, I join two texts. One text is this one, another text is this one, and using the dot operator. The dot is used for string concatenation. And now if I run, okay, then the hello will be on one line, the word is another line, and then another one. So you see, you can put HTML tag in this way also and in this way also. I hope is understandable. Any confusion to any one of you? Hello guys.
Just now, why can't the BR work inside the double quotation?
It's working.
Oh, because just now I'm not sure why I try and then it doesn't show anything. Let me try again. Let me try again.
Yeah, you try again. I also faced it at the beginning, but actually it is the browser hanging problem. It's the computer problem. It's not the coding issue. In my case was also like that. At the beginning when I
Okay,
tried inside,
now it works. Sorry,
yeah,
now
it
it works.
works, right? Yeah, it works. In my case was also like that. I was so surprised why it's not right. So, but it is working. Okay, so very good question. Anything else? We should proceed on. Hello guys. Okay. Oh, very good student. Okay, so let's proceed. So variables names are not case sensitive. Okay, so comments. You see comments in PHP, like other languages, the single line comments, double slashes, okay, and multi-line comments are the black one. PHP has one extra one also, like hashtag. Okay, so using hashtag, you can use single line and multi-line comment. Okay, can you give me your opinion? Which way I should use? I should use the Visual Studio Code, really our C, HT doc, and our own folder that I created. Every time I should use this one, or I should use the align editor? Which one you prefer? Because here I will have to modify here the coding, save it, and then I will go to the browser again, and then here I will have to refresh. So several steps are there. In the online one, is just for learning purpose. Just type and see the output. Otherwise, if I use this one, yeah, online one, huh? If I use this one, it doesn't mean that you will always use this one. Okay, no need for your production purpose, for your assignment, for your learning purpose. You try to use the directory structure also. That it is clear for you that where my file will be stored and how I will have to run. Okay, so hopefully should not be an issue. Now we are talking about command. So PHP supports three different type of commands. So you see single line commands. Okay, and single line hashtag commands. You see if you type just hashtag also, this is also considered as a command. Okay, and third one is the multi-line command. If you already know. Okay, so it is like this, and then you suppose closing one, this one. Yeah. So you see this only one segment left, so it will just display the word hi. Yeah. So these three different type of commands. Next one, PHP variables. When you start up with, I think you already know what is variable. Variable is a container or a named memory location. In a memory, it creates a location. It has a specific name. It has a specific data type and size and address, all this information. Okay, so how to create a variable in PHP? In PHP, variables starts with a dollar sign. Every variable, not the one. Every variable must start from dollar sign. Okay, must start from dollar sign. Okay, and these are the rules for HTTP variables. That a variable start with a dollar sign. Let me okay. Uh, Start with a dollar sign followed by the name of variable. So dollar sign is the first compulsory component, and a variable name must start with a letter. So after dollar sign will be a letter or underscore character. So after dollar sign, number is not allowed. Okay, a variable name cannot start with a number. A variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscore. Alphanumeric character you can only you see after the dollar sign and the first character should be alphabet or underscore. After that, you can use any alphabets or numbers or underscore, and no specials symbols are allowed. Okay, variable names are case sensitive. As I told you at the beginning also, variable names are case sensitive. Like this one, with dollar sign age, the age is lower. So this one is different variable like from this one, dollar sign age. You can quickly try if you want. Okay, I'm deleting this one. Okay, so you see the dollar sign age. Okay, and you can assign if you want. You can assign directly any value. And let's suppose what? 50, 50. I'm not 50. Okay, so this is a variable, and after that you can use the echo statement echo. And if you want to add any text, you can add. For example, the value age equal to, so double quotation. Okay, and after that you can use dot, and after that you can use the dollar sign age variable. If you want to use, if this is confusing for you, let's at the beginning just use echo age and semicolon. Okay, so when you run it, you will see that it will display the value 50, and after that the high. So you see PHP doesn't care about the layout. You will have to control this thing by HTML and by CSS. Okay, all those stuff. So if you want to control this one, you can use like that. Double quotation, the value age equal to double quotation, and then dot. Okay, and after that, if it is a variable, it will be not enclosed in double quotation. If it is a string value, it will be enclosed. Okay, so and maybe you see after variable, if I want to connect again the BR statement, so it will be in as a text, and then BR. Okay, and then double quotation in this way. So run again. So it works like that. So you see the value of age is 50. Note the point, never make this mistake. The variable will be not enclosed in double quotation. Okay, and after that the another BR. So all these three things, the string, the variable, and the another string. Actually for PHP, this is a string. Okay, this is not HTML. But during the conversion process, when the server converts all the coding from PHP to HTML, then the server finds some HTML text. So it uses the HTML text as it is. It doesn't convert anything. So when it displays in HTML, so BR perform its own task, which is the new line. Okay, so this is one way. Another way is, let me try another one. Echo double quotation. Let me just copy this. Hello, someone is talking. Right. Let me just try. I think PHP is working like this also. Run now. Yeah, you see, this is another way, but let me put the VR also. Everything inside the double quotation. You see, I'm using one double quotation, not many double quotation and the concatenation thing that you should not be confused. But if you want to use a variable inside double quotation, okay, inside double quotation, then you will have to enclose the variable in a curly brackets, okay, in curly brackets. And the HTML text should be as it is, no problem. Okay, and after that, if you run it, you see this value, the value of age is 50. This will display on one line. The player will create a new line, and I will go to next line. Okay, you see it working like this. You remove the curly brackets, that it understand again or not. Still working. You see, PHP is that much flexible. That inside double quotation, actually PHP can understand which part is a string and which part is a variable. You see, just in double quotation, inside double quotation, just simply put the variable, PHP can understand. I really like PHP. PHP is a very flexible. And another point, you see, PHP let me show you here. Okay, so these are the variables, rules and regulations. Next one. Okay, PHP echo statement. Yeah, echo statement we already said is often used to output onto the screen data. Yeah, echo all this stuff. I think I can already show you. Okay, variables. This one, you see, PHP is a loosely typed language. What does it mean? Loosely typed language. Loosely typed language means that in PHP, like a JavaScript, okay, we no need to specify that this variables is an integer, a float, a double, a string. We don't need to specify. Once you give the value, after when the PHP execute it, okay, then from the value PHP can decide that this is integer value and this is integer variable, a float variable, a string variable. Okay, so don't worry about this. And you see, it is another easy way that you don't need to type the data types like in other languages, integer, float, double, string, character. Just use variable name like a dollar sign, any 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 variable like name. Okay, variable name equal to, if you can give a string value. For example, this is a string variable. Okay, double quotation close. This is a string variable. Another one, you can create dollar sign x. There will be no space between dollar sign and the variable name. If you give a space, it creates a problem. So dollar sign x equal to 10.5. You see, it is a float value. And dollar sign y equal to, you can create a character value like, let's suppose, m. Okay, semicolon value. So whatever you want to create, you can create in this way. So all these variables, no need to specify the data type. This is called loosely typed language. JavaScript is also like this, Python is also like this. I really like this. Okay, so no need to worry about the data types and the conversion. So even you see, for example, if I want to type echo, now if you see the numeric values like age and x. Okay, let's just try dollar sign age plus, you see, you can apply all the operators, plus dollar sign x. If you run it, I didn't use any what is called new lines. So this is why the result is like this. You see, the 50 plus 10.5, it becomes 60.5, and the rest is here. So if you want a new line after this, you see, anytime you can do that. You see, after this variable, you can put dot and you can put. Okay, if this one is confusing for you and complicated for you, just use another echo. Okay, another echo, and for that echo, just use vr. Okay, then your result will be clear. And if you run again, so you can use as many for using the result. If you want to give some text, you can do it. So the point is, I think you are not a junior anymore. The point is that all variables are integer, float, double, character, string. You don't need to specify the type of the variable. Okay, simply declare the variable, assign a value. From the value, the PHP system understand what type of variable is it. I hope it is clear. The last thing. Okay, any confusion? Any confusion about this? Any question? Do you have any confusion? I think you are quite smart, right? No confusion, right? Okay, good. Yeah, you seem to have no confusion. Okay, so if no confusion is, one very important point, this one, variable scope. Okay, PHP support three different variable scopes. Okay, one is called local scope, one is called global scope, and one is called static scope. Actually, every language support this. C++ support the same thing. And I hope we have studied the local, global, and static variables. Otherwise, let's study again. What is local? What is global? Okay. In case of local and in case of global, we have not studied functions yet. Okay, but I think in using this example, we will use functions also. Let me copy this code. Okay. This one is a global example. Let's. I'm cleaning all these things. Okay. Let's start. Oh my gosh. What happened? Yeah, the problem is that when you copy from uh, when you copy from. Okay, I hope it will work. So this is a function p equal p variable x is a function in these names. So the function complete here. The function complete. I will explain later. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. This is a new line. Okay. Let me check first. Is it working? Oh, it is not working. Okay, let it leave it. Okay, so the point I think I should give it a video quickly. Global variables. Global variable you see when we open a PHP script, okay, any block of PHP. So when we create a variable here, let's suppose dollar sign x, okay, and let's give a value also. Let's suppose 5. So I created this variable. This variable is considered as a global variable, okay, global variable. Why? Let's see. Okay, now I'm creating a function. In PHP, if you want to create a function, it is some like the JavaScript that we have already studied. So you will have to type the word function after that the function name, and no need of the return type, all this void blah blah. It's very nice. It's quite easy to understand to learn as compared to C++. So let's suppose the function name is test. Okay, and this one, and this is the body of the function. Okay, inside this body of function, you can type. You see now I want. You see one space is the whole space of the PHP block, and one space is inside these curly brackets. Actually, these curly brackets are local scope. The outside, the big one is a global scope. So the global scope variable, if I want to access here, let's see that I can echo dollar sign x. Okay. Now, you see, I created a function. Inside that function, I want to access this global variable. Okay, but this function will only work if I call the function. So if I call the function, then I need to call like this. Test, you see the function, brackets and semicolon. So the function name, parenthesis and semicolon. I am calling this function. When I call the function, it will run this code and it will try to display the value of the global variable. So this is what this is accessing global variable inside a function. Okay, so let's run. You see, it is not displaying anything. Meaning to say, you see, the global variable is not visible inside this block. Okay, inside this local block. It is not visible. Okay, if you want to use it, these global variables, then maybe you can. Okay, one thing more before that. You see, inside this function it cannot be displayed, but outside this function here, now I'm outside the function in the same global space as this variable. Okay, here if I want to display echo dollar sign x, so I can. So if I run it now, so it will display the 5. You see, it can display. And if you are not sure, if you want to be more clear, then put I am now in a global scope. Okay, I think put inside the global scope equal to like this to be easier. Now run. So then it will be quite clear that you see this is because of that. Okay. So meaning to say, you see the global variables, which global means any variable which is defined outside the function is global variable, and any variable which is defined inside a function is called local variable. For example, here if I declare another dollar sign x, okay, dollar sign x equal to 100. Okay, and now if I run the same coding, you see this echo will display the x, but this will be the local x, not the global x. If I run, you see it will display the 100, but there is no new line, and after that this line I am now in a global scope. So you see, in in one scope, you are not allowed to define the same variable, the two variables with the same name. But you see, it is because of the different scopes we can create variable. Otherwise, if I try to create here another variable, dollar sign x equal to, let's see what how it was. Then semicolon, and if I run, I hope it should. Oh, so you see, now what it works, actually, it simply overrides the value of the existing one. Okay, it should not be like that. This is the true flexibility in JavaScript and PHP. That you see, the same variable when we want to create once again, what happens? It doesn't create a new variable. It overrides, okay, the same variable with the new value. But this is one new changes in PHP. I think it is just included in the PHP 7. We already studied in the JavaScript also, which is called strict mode. So when you are the strict mode, then you cannot do like that to create two variables with the same name. So we will study about that a bit later. Okay, so functions, two functions, and the variables, one is global variable, one is local variable. Okay, so the global variables are not visible inside the function, and the inside of the function variables are not visible outside the function. So let me delete this one anymore. So you see, if I say like this, if I change this one from x to y, you see, so the y is a local variable. Let me type here a local variable. Okay, the y is local variable, the x is a global variable. X is not accessible here. Okay, and if I want to access the y outside the class of the function, y is not accessible here. So hopefully it will display nothing. Yeah, you see, I am now in a global scope equal to, but the y is not accessible here. One thing I hope you have also realized that you see, the variable cannot be accessed, but we are not getting an error message. Okay, the the browser don't give us any error message, but maybe when we go to inspect and if we go to console, you see that all the error messages are there.
You muted yourself.
Okay, so the point is that the browser actually we have errors in this script. If I run, you see we cannot access the y here. We cannot access the x here. The x is global. We cannot access locally, and the y is local. We cannot access globally. But on the page we are not getting any error. Actually, there are errors. Okay, if you want to really see where are the errors, okay, so you go to inspect and you open the console window. Okay, so here you will see all the errors. Okay, if you go in detail of this, okay, so you will see the even line number. Okay, this is about the this is I think all error messages. Let me consult here. Yeah, and run this. Yeah, that one. A runtime error, the message for PHP line this one, the response was this. Yeah, so if you go to this one, which line? Yeah, in PHP. So actually the error is there. Okay, let's don't go in bit more detail now. But the error is there. You can see in the console if you want in further detail. But in a browser, we will not see any such a mistake like a C++ file. That if there is any error, the whole program will not work. No, browser is like this. That, okay, whatever is working, so okay, working display that. Whatever is not working, just ignore it. Go ahead. So this is the way of browser. Next, I hope now it's clear that the local, only the two types, local and global. Is it okay? Hello guys, where is it okay? Okay, so nice. It is clear. Now, if I want to access the same variable which is global, but I want to access locally, there is a way. PHP provides a way how to use it. Just use the word global, okay, the word global, and then use the variable name that you want to use. Okay, global, you don't need to assign any variable name. Global X. Okay, it means, you see, this line means that I want to access the global global variable. So then PHP will look for any global variable whose name is x. Okay, so it will be made, it will make accessible for you. Okay, why? Because of the global word. Okay, now let's yeah, let's, I think I should comment this one. Long term this. So oh my, I'm quite used to always press Control C to save it. Okay, so if I run this one, now you see we can display the value 5, and the value is the same value which is global, but I want to use local, so just use the word global. It means the function is requesting the PHP system to please give me access to a global variable whose name is x. Okay, then you will get access. If you remove the word global, okay, the word global, you cannot use this variable. Then see nothing is there. Okay, so the point is that if you want if you want to use a global variable inside a function, actually I have faced many problems when I was trying like this. At the beginning, I didn't know why. I was trying that global function, global variable is global. It is in C++. This is like opposite. Okay, in C++, if there is any global variable, okay, it is global to every function. You can use inside a function, you can use outside the function, but locally you cannot use outside. Okay, this is a big difference between C++ and PHP. So I was using the same C++ concept in PHP also in many projects. I was really surprised why the global variable should be accessible inside the function because it is global. But no, in PHP, if you want to use a global variable, then you will have to use the word global, then you can use it inside a function. Otherwise, cannot. Okay, this is one way. Another way, actually PHP uses an array, dollar sign globals. You see, with the name dollar sign globals, and after that, all the global variables that you have declared in that page, PHP will automatically store all the globals in this array. Then you can use the global array and the variable name inside that. If you want to use that one is also the way to access. But I think this one is quite easy one. Otherwise, you see, you can use like this also. That dollar sign globals. Oh, everything capital. Globals. So this will be the array name. Inside this array, okay, you will use the variable name. So the variable name is x. Not the point the variable name is x. The variable name is not dollar sign x. Okay, if the variable name is x. So the variable name x you will put in a single quotes or maybe double quote also you can use. Okay, so this one and then this. So you can use this one cut, okay, like this. You still then you can display again if you don't want to use this tag. Let me comment this one. Okay, so globals, dollar sign globals, and then the variable name. Let's add it. Something is wrong. Globals. Should be globals. Spelling is correct. Yeah, I think should be okay. Yeah, should not be any issue. But I don't know why. Okay, let me copy the same coding. If it is, if it could work for me. Okay, so this one, we do this one, we do this one. That's done. Yeah, when you're talking from there, the formats comes in. Okay, I don't prefer also this global array style. It is quite confusing and quite lengthy way. So let's control Z, come back, yeah, this one. So just use this one, the word global and the function. This is the easy. Okay, don't follow this side, follow this side, this side. Okay, next one is a static function. Wow, it's a static variable. Okay, let me show you an example of this. Uh, let's suppose we have a function. I'm deleting everything from here. Okay, this is the function test. Okay, and here I am defining static. No, first I'm not defining static. Okay, dollar sign x, and then sorry, dollar sign x equal to some value. Let's suppose 5, and after that I am displaying the value echo double quotation the value x equal to dollar sign x. double quotation, semicolon. Okay, I think I should use one here also now. Okay, so I'm calling this function from here. Okay, it will display the value 5. Okay, let's run. Yeah, you see it display the value 5. Let me delete this space. Okay, I am calling once again. Okay, it will again display the value 5. Okay, here I am doing dollar sign x plus plus. So you see, I'm displaying the value x and I'm incrementing the value x. So next time it should run. You see, it is not. I increased already. Okay, I increment already, but it is not displaying. It is displaying the same value. Let's do x dollar sign x equal to 100 times dollar sign x. So I want to increase its value that much. Okay, run again, but its value is always the same. Why? Why? Any reason? The reason is that you see this variable is local. Okay, it only exists whenever the compiler and the interpreter is inside this curly brackets. So in this curly bracket, it will create the variable, it will display the value, it will increment, it will further increment. But when the compiler, the interpreter, and the renderer of the browser come out from this curly brackets, okay, what will happen? Everything will be deleted. All local variables automatically delete when they are out of the scope. When the compiler go out of the scope, all the variables automatically deleted. So when I call this function, all this process will go, it will display the value 5, it will increment, but when it reaches to this one, everything will delete it. Watch out. So when I call once again, then the same process will be re-originating, a recreation of the variable, a re-implementation of the variable, everything will be refreshed for each call because the variables are local. Now, if I want that the variable should not die, not the one, the variable should not die when the compiler come out of the curly bracket. So this is the only way to use static. Okay, static x. Now, when you make the variable static, it means it doesn't die anymore when the compiler come out. Its lifetime increase until the whole page. When you close the page, then the variable will be deleted. Otherwise, unless the variable, the page is there, it will be there. Now let's run. Okay. So the first time value is 5. After that it increased. So when I call next time, you see, when I call next time, then its value is 600. You see, if I call next time, test, if I call third time, its value will be further increased. You see, its value further increased. So it means now the variable doesn't die when the compiler comes out of the curly brackets. So for the first time, the value of this till the next call, the variable is still alive there and holding the value that we have assigned. Then this second call will display again. For the third call, the variable is still alive and holding the value, and then it will display. So this is another type of variable which is constantly. Actually, every language support all these three types of variables. But there is a big difference between the local and global concept of C++ and PHP. Okay, next one. Okay, print and echo. These both statements are used to display something on the screen or on the page. Both have same functionality, almost the same functionality, but print is a bit more time consuming. Okay, so the best one is to use echo. You can use both here. You see, like echo all this stuff and print all this stuff. Both are working actually in the same way. Okay, like let's suppose here if I type change the echo to print. Okay, it will display the same thing, no issue. In such a small case, we cannot realize also which one is faster and which one is slower. But according to the PHP documentation, they said that the print is a bit slower as compared to echo. Okay, and print and echo are like CR statement in C++. Okay, next one. Okay, so all these are the variables, the data types that PHP support. PHP supports string, integer, float, boolean, array. Okay, let me show you the array one. Okay, the array one and the new variables. Okay, in PHP, when you want to create array, so you will use the word array. Dollar sign, so array is also available. Dollar sign, let's suppose names, okay, names equal to array, okay. So you will use the word array, and inside the bracket, you can create as many array, as many contents. You see, quite easy. No, don't care of the indexes and the declaration, and again, so you see, you just type, okay, name1, comma, name2, okay, comma, 3, because it is a string one, okay, close this one, and then close ls, semicolon, and after that, uh, you can use the var dump. You see, var dump. This is a statement in PHP which displays actually a function. It displays the data type and the value. So the data type of the variable, and for example, if I type echo now, dollar sign names semicolon. Let's try. You see, it displays what? It just displays that it is an array. Okay. It doesn't display the contents of mm, the array. If you want to display the contents of anything, you will have to specify the indexes. Okay, so let's suppose I want to display the first index 0. So then run. Okay. So you see the first index display. If I want to display in PHP also the indexes start from 0. Second index will be 2. Third index, if you want to display all values of for row. Okay, but the word dump is, I hope it is clear. Okay, the word dump, word underscore dump, curly bracket, it is like this, right? dump, word dump, it is a function, and inside this function you provide the variable name, whatever variable is it. So and then semicolon. So you see, it will not only display the values, it will also display the type of variable. What type of variable is it? Okay, let's see it. Okay, I think I should command this one to be more clear. Word dump. So you see, array in a bracket, parenthesis is 3, it means it is the size. Okay, inside this, the curly bracket starts, so index 0, not the point in PHP. All the arrays are actually associative array. Maybe this is a new concept for you. In associative array and a simple array is like this. That in C++ until now we have studied that we don't know about the key value format. Okay, we just know about the index and the value. But in PHP, actually the indexes you can convert to what is called like the index you can change to a key and a value format. And an array which store values in the form of key and value pair, this type of array is called associative array. And even if you don't mention it, you see it shows like this. You see, this is the key, index 0, and then this one is represent the value, okay, and it shows that it is a string value, okay, and its size is this much. The string size is, you see, 6 character, and then an index 2 is another string whose size is 3. Okay, you see that much powerful function in our like this. So this type of array is called associative array. So in PHP, all the arrays are actually associative array.